Good evening. Welcome, dear beloveds, to day one of Holy Trinity with Dr. Leandra Brady Walker and myself. Decided my new nickname will be Doc. I was at a conference today presenting to a room full of accountants, and the guy who invented the system called Profit First was flown in from the US, and he's like the big head honcho. And he just referred to me as Doc throughout the entire day, and I loved it. So that will be my new nickname. If anyone wants to run with it, let me know. So grateful to have you all here. Leandra, you look very beautiful. So Leandra is in Tavira in Portugal. I am in Melbourne, Australia. You can jump into the comment box and let us know where you are. We would love to see where you are coming in from. Cynthia, it must be either very late or very early for you, my darling. I am grateful to you for being here. Thank you to those who are not in a time zone that works necessarily as well. And we will just keep letting people in. 4 a.m., Cynthia. Bless your heart. You're awesome. Extra credit for you. Melbourne, Ontario. Where else we got here? Cape Town, Botswana, Cape Town. Oh, look, well, it works for the African continent, so that is great. We are here in day one of our three-part journey to meet the archetypes that are with us in different phases. Tonight, we will be meeting the soul archetype. Leandra will be guiding us into that. Tomorrow night, my time, I will be with you to share the present day archetype who's with you. And on our final session, we'll be looking at the one who's calling you in. And we work with the Sacred 13. We have beautiful cards. You can order these if you want, but you do not need them. If you have them, you can play with them during the sessions, but it is not essential. They're just a lovely visual resource with some beautiful words here. But we work with 13 sacred feminine archetypes, and they are the ones we work with because they just kept showing up in all of my work with the people that I have the privilege of serving. And you will get to know who is guiding you in these different phases of your life. And we will keep these short. Leandra and I are both very nervous by the 30-minute time schedule, but we will honor it. We honor your time. And we're so grateful for you being here live with us. Those who are here live, if you can turn your camera on, if you can share your energy with us, we would love to see you. If not, I completely understand. It might be 4 o'clock in the morning, although Cynthia looks very good, I have to say. You're working your 4 a.m. And if you can comment and participate as we go along, that would be so joyful. I am the principal of the Institute for Intuitive Intelligence. If you don't know me, I'm so grateful for you being here. We will be sending out a recording after each day's session. So you will get to replay this. So if you get into it and you feel like there's more, don't worry, you will get the replay. And we'll do that every day. And we'll be announcing the recipients of a free session with Leandra and a free session with myself, as well as the lucky recipient of a set of the Sacred 13. So that is how it will unfold. As I said, each session will be 30 minutes. You'll get an email the next day. Thank you to the 80 people who registered for Holy Trinity. This is the second time that we've run it. But the first time I've done it with Leandra. And Leandra is very, very special to me and to the Institute. She is the only teacher of intuitive intelligence method besides myself. And Leandra is our teacher for Europe. She will be running the method in person in a retreat version next March 2025, which is the second time she will have done this. The first time was like 3 minutes after you moved to Portugal, I think. So It was quite an enormous feat that she pulled off, but that is just in keeping with her nature. This woman makes miracles happen all of the time. And so I am going to hand over to Dr. Leandra Brady Walker to take over the session now. And please enjoy your experience. I'll keep an eye on the chat box, but otherwise, we are in your hands, Dr. Leandra.
Thank you so much, Ricky. All right, we're going to get straight into it because, yeah, I now have 25 minutes with you. So we're going to get, all right, well, we got this. So hopefully you've all got water. You're in a place you won't be disturbed. Maybe a cup of tea. I had incense on, but it was tickling my throat, so I had to turn it off. So, but we are all going to come into our version of stillness. So if you can, close down your eyes if you feel safe to do so, or just soften your gaze. And bringing some intuitive movement to your body, because maybe it's the start of your day like it is for me. Maybe it's the end of the day like it is for Ricky. But bringing some movement to the body so that you can come into your version of stillness. Maybe let's just take the shoulders up to the ears, tightening, 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 breathing out through the mouth and dropping the shoulders. Ooh, and taking the left ear to the left shoulder, dropping the chin to the chest and the right ear to the right shoulder. And going backwards, dropping the chin to the chest, and left ear to left shoulder. And slowing our breathing down. And with our eyes closed and our breath deepened like this, we are signaling to our nervous system that we are very, very safe. And taking 2 fingers or the palm of the hand to the center of the chest, over the heart space. And breathing deeply in through the nose, filling the heart space. Breathing out through the mouth with a sigh, letting go, slowing down. And again, in through the nose, filling that heart space. Holding at the top for a minute. And breathing out through the mouth with a sigh, letting go of anything that does not belong here. Being here right now. And again, last one, in through the nose, feeling that heart space. And breathing out through the mouth with a sigh. And taking our hands now into receptivity mudra, palms facing upwards, and cupping in front of the heart space, as if you are holding a precious, precious offering. And bringing to mind your intention, your sankalpa. Why are you here? And just gently observing what comes. Our intuition is always instant. No need to question, to second guess. Why are you here? And perhaps that intention is just a teeny tiny seed buried in the deep, dark earth, waiting. And over these next 3 days together, we will water this intention, see it blossom and grow. So can we just be curious? Folding our hands now into Anjali Mudra, prayer position, thumbs resting on the sternum, and bowing your head in gratitude to yourself, carving out this time to do the work of deep faith. We do not do this work for ourselves alone. We do this work for all of those who are not free, We will not squander our privilege, and it is a privilege. Allowing that gratitude to fill our hearts, our bodies, our minds, and our energy bodies. And dropping your hands to your lap, taking an intentional mudra, hand position, perhaps hands upwards to receive or down to ground on your knees. And just observing that breath and feeling, sensing, thinking, or imagining a spark of light at the center of your chest. And with each breath in and out, that spark of light begins to grow effortlessly, easily. The light of your consciousness moving down your spinal column, down into your pelvic bowl, your legs, your knees, all the way to the tips of your toes. And that light moves ever upwards. Your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, then up your face, your head, until your entire physical body is shining in your light. And still the light grows, moving through all the layers of your energy body until it fills the entire room in where you sit. Easily and gracefully, the light expands, engulfing the state, the country, moving over oceans and continents until the entire world is shining in your light. Imagine yourself now floating, weightless, above planet Earth. And take a moment now to feel held, weightless. And to your right, you spy a door. You notice the size, the shape, and the color of this door. Easily you drift towards it. And as you reach your hand for the doorknob, it opens effortlessly in front of you. And you step over the threshold and find yourself on a path. Looking out into the distance, you see a sacred place. You know that this is the cathedral of your heart. And you are curious and excited for what awaits you in there. So you step one foot in front of the other, making your way along the path until you reach another threshold. The threshold to the cathedral of your heart. You step over this threshold and find yourself in a sacred space. Maybe it's a cave or a mystical forest. Whatever this space is, trust that it is yours. The air here is filled with your favorite scents. The temperature is perfect for you. As you look around, you spy a comfortable place to sit. Perhaps it's an ancient stone throne or a simple rock. But whatever it is so inviting for you. And you make your way over and sit down. And you take a moment to just breathe, feeling so relaxed, at peace, connected. Your heart wide open, ready, curious. And as you are basking in these glorious high vibrational feelings, you notice that walking towards you is a figure. You know that this is your overarching life archetype. Notice them now. Notice what they look like, how they're dressed, as they present themselves and introduce themselves to you now. The crone, the queen, the marga, the wild woman, the wife, the warrior, the teacher, the student, the alchemist, the maiden, the goddess, the priestess, or the mother. Instantly, you know who she is. You felt it deep within you. A jolt, a knowing. Remember, our intuition is always instant. And this archetype, your overarching life archetype, is with you now. In her presence, in their presence, you feel so safe. And you ask of them now, what is the intention of this incarnation? And take a moment now to listen and receive whatever guidance this archetype has for you while I am quiet. Right. letting every sound you hear take you deeper. You take the archetype's hands in yours and you thank them, deeply thankful for the wisdom that they have shared with you. The archetype turns and disappears. You take a moment to feel into the gratitude and joy, to look around your sacred chamber of your heart, the sacred cathedral, knowing that you can come back here at any time. It is always here for you. You walk back to the threshold of the cathedral of your heart. You step over the threshold and find yourself back on the path. With a lightness of step, with joy in your heart, you walk one foot in front of the other, back to the door, where you step over the threshold and find yourself back amongst the stars, weightless, free. On your left, you spy planet Earth, and you cannot wait to get back. So you drift down through the clouds until you spy your country, your state, and finally your house. And you find yourself back in your seat, listening to the sound of my voice. Take a deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible, and let it go out through the mouth with a sigh. Bringing some movement back to your fingers, your toes. Rubbing your hands together, generating some heat, some tapas. Placing palms over your eyes, gently pressing into those eyeballs. Running your hands down over your face, your neck, your shoulders, rubbing the tops of your arms, giving yourself a little squeeze, a little hug. And whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Ah, I always love that journey and meeting our wonderful archetypes. And if you feel called to, I would absolutely love to hear in the chat box who you met. Who is the archetype? Who is your oversoul guiding archetype for this lifetime? And if you feel called to do so, what did they share with you? Oh, the warrior. Here's our warrior. Isn't she beautiful? I think they're all beautiful though, right? Like, um, I normally think to myself, this isn't going to work for me. I am guiding it. No one's going to turn up, but someone always does. And I had the wife who is probably one of the most, oh, I don't know. Lots of people have issues with her, but I love her too. Oh, the priestess. Here's our beautiful priestess. Isn't she stunning? Oh, the maiden wild woman mix. Wow. Yes, they are some gorgeous archetypes, these two. I love them. A lot of freedom and spiciness in those two. The crone. Oh, I lovely crone. Gosh, she's beautiful, isn't she? Also, another one that I think society shuns a little bit, but I'm a bit partial to the crone.
We've had
Anyone?
the goddess in that list as well,
Oh, the
and
goddess. Oh, and the alchemist.
the alchemist, that one.
I also love that. It's a bit hard because it's like, I don't think there's any I don't love. We might have more challenging relationships with some of them, but and I think, you know, when we work in the method, we really do get to know these archetypes a lot more, and we get to really learn more about ourselves and, yeah, more about these beautiful archetypes. Crone, teacher, student all together. Wow, that's a potent combo, isn't it? That's like an entire story right there. I love
Yep,
that.
I think you've done all three sessions for taps in one go.
100%. Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, oh, and the teacher. I love her too. Again, look at how beautiful teacher. They are such stunning cards. And I think they're such, you know, sitting with them, each of them has this energy about them, you know. Um, so yeah, as much as and actually we learn this a lot more in the method as well. Um, these cards are not our intuition. We don't have them here, but they are the guides and, you know, the what am I trying to say?
You're in
I'm
the
like,
bubble. You're in
I
your
am in
bubble.
the bubble. I'm like, I need to go just sit down. But they are our guides. These are the things, the stuff that we have in the 3D world that helps us connect to our intuition. They don't hold any special power, but it's almost like something we can hold on to and hone instead of just being in the ether, not knowing what we're doing. So that's why I love to use the cards. Would anyone like to share what guidance you got, what words or feelings that your archetype shared with you? What did they tell you about your overarching purpose?
Mm. And while people sharing, if they choose to do so, I think that, you know, the way that we work with archetypes in our system is that, as you say, it's not to shut things down. It's not to say, this is it, this is the end, that's all you get. It's to open up. And, you know, any given day, the teacher shows up in one form, but she might be carrying a different energy the next day, right? And it's not like there's one definition. If you have the teacher, it means dot, dot, dot. It's really a way to learn how to trust ourselves and become more intimate with the symbology of the cosmos.
And I
Mind,
think
it's okay to shake it up, get free. I hope you take that advice, Monica. That is freaking great advice.
I love this. Ada said, I'm here to lead. I love that. Karen said, go deep, otherwise you'll always be dissatisfied. Wow. Yes, amazing. Cynthia said, the crone, I don't know much about her, was saying, this time, dear one, to step forward and share your light, nothing to fear, everything to be grateful for. Oh, I love that. I'm all tingly, everything to be grateful for. Annette E, follow your wildest desires. Yes. I mean, and this is exactly what we talk about with archetypes, because I always joke that if, the universe gave us all of its infinite knowledge in one go, right, our heads would literally explode. But the archetypes are a really beautiful way where we can sort of filter. When you're talking to a child, you don't tell them the whole story. You give them little bits so that you can lead them to where you want them to be. And this is exactly like, a beautiful benevolent parent, universe, God, infinite consciousness, just giving us tiny little bits and showing us, that you're here to lead, to be grateful, to go deeper, to follow your wildest desires. Because, yeah, I mean, beautiful. So we are at time.
You did so well. I have some big shoes to fill in the next session, session two. We will meet who is with you like right now, specifically working with you, and what their energy is offering you. What I would love for you to do with what happened in this session is spend some time journaling if you have a few moments after our session. I have sent out a playlist as well. If you registered in the last 12 hours, you wouldn't have seen that, but I will send it out again when I email the recording as well.
I almost I almost shared it, but then I think I closed it. So
That's right. We can send that out in the email, but just take some
beautiful.
time to go deeper because this is really just a taster. We're keeping it short, we're keeping it sweet, but you now have the opportunity to develop a relationship. And there's no definition out there in the world that will give you the answer. Who is the crone? Who is the alchemist? Who is the healer? You go and have that intimate personal connection and invite them to share. And each of these sessions will take us deeper. And so, whatever happened in this session, we will just keep layering and adding more on. So, Leandra, magnificent work. Thank you for keeping to time. Neither of us are good at keeping
Mm.
things short. I hope that's given everyone a little bit of a sense of insight, maybe a big bit of a sense of insight, and that you have the trust and faith in yourself now to action whatever guidance you received. And don't be surprised if it wasn't entirely clear, if in the next 12 to 24 hours in your dreams or through symbology in the 3D world, you start to get the clues to help you better understand. I am so grateful for you all being here and carving out this time to get to know yourself better. Thank you, dear Dr. Leandra. And we will be back tomorrow. As I said, recording will also be coming out tomorrow morning. I'll include the playlist. And if you have any questions at all about anything, send us an email or reply to the email that we've sent out with the information about this session. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Session one of Holy Trinity is done. What a joy. Go get to know your archetype, and we will see you all in about 23 and a half hours.
Bye.
Oh, thank you, everyone.